Mr. Minister, at some point in time, would you consider any of the breach that we've experienced in Sierra Leone as an act of terrorism?
Yes, they meet terrorism definition. Whatever that creates terror. Imagine the timing alone to wake people up from their sleep around 2 a.m. in the morning is terrorism. That's terrorism. It's a terrorist act. It could not have a global link, because when you look at terrorism, you look at global terrorism and domestic terrorism. It could not have a global link, but it's terrorism. Yes, it's terrorism. They acted in terror. And they created fear and panic in the minds of people. And what they're about to do again, if at all, but I pray that God forbid them not to do that. But they are trying to create another, they are trying to destabilize the country through terrorist means, because definitely they will not succeed. That one I will assure you. They will never succeed. But they create panic in the minds of people. That's an act of terrorism. It meets the definition of terrorism.
What should Sierra Leoneans expect at this particular moment from your end in terms of stability or what have you?
As Sierra Leoneans should know one thing. People who are doing well in the diaspora, you know, they work so hard, they have properties in Freetown, they will never agitate for anything that will destroy their properties or their achievement in Sierra Leone. But when you look at people that are not making any effort, if you go to Furabe College, you go to all these learning institutions, those who are not doing well in class, they are always out there to protest, to cause this kind of trouble, to obstruct the others. That's why me personally, I'm always afraid of the never-do-wells, because they are problems to themselves. Most of these people agitating, we are coming to liberate Sierra Leone, we are coming to fight, we are coming to kick out the government. If you look at them and then you consider what they have in Sierra Leone, they have nothing at stake in Sierra Leone. And if you have nothing if you have nothing to live for, you have nothing to die for. Yes. If you have nothing to live for, you have nothing to die for.
What is Sierra Leone's current security level classification?
We have not got that threat that will change the security posture. These ones are just passive threats. But yet still, we are watching them. You know, you don't just change security posture. You have to look at the security situation and see if the threat is imminent.
Well, it's a threat that has the possibility to overthrow government. You say it's just passive threats?
They will not overthrow the government. That one I can assure you. I can bet with my life that they will never overthrow this government. Because remember, this government was voted in by people. And the people will not sit by and allow you overthrow their government. This government was voted in by people. You see, if you want to move this government unconstitutionally, you create war in the country. It's going to be war. And that war is tantamount to genocide. Because a lot of governments have come in, they've gone, nobody disturbed them, allowed them to have their way. Now, if this government is on, and then you say you remove this government by all means, you create instability in this country. And you don't know how long that will last for. It's just a matter of throwing the whole nation into a proper chaos. You don't know how long that will last for. You don't know, people have worked hard, they've achieved a lot, and then you just want to plunge the country into a civil war that will last for many, many, many years. Why don't you stop? If there's going to be any change in the government, let it be through the ballot box. Let it be through the constitution of Sierra Leone. But you don't just do that because you feel like doing it. And most of those that are saying, let us come and remove the government, they were not even here to vote. They did not even register. People went through painstakingly, they registered, they voted, and then you say you want to remove their government. It's not going to work. It will just plunge this country into a civil war.
And still conclude on the security level of Sierra Leone. At what level are we?
At this point, as I'm saying, we may likely move to amber, but we are not at that red. Because when you move to red, that means the threat is imminent and it's tangible. But for now, you, even as a civilian, you know that that threat is not tangible for now. People just say, is it cyber bullying or cyber talks or cyber crimes? People just say, they try to rally people on social media. They've done that once, they've done that twice, they've done that thrice, they've done that so many times. And people are dying. And these people are not coming to say, okay, let me lead the protest, let me lead this. They just call you on phone, they call you on social media, they ask you to mobilize and to come out. At the end of the day, you lose your life. So what do you stand to gain? You will not change the government. You will lose a relative of yours. You know, and then what is that?
So as we round off this segment of the conversation, as Minister of Internal Affairs, use this moment for public education and speak to the citizens of Sierra Leone and residents in Sierra Leone.
Well, all I would tell the people of Sierra Leone is to stay calm. They have seen this kind of thing on the 26th of November, and they have seen the level of professionalism by our security forces to minimize civilian casualty, and the assailants were properly taken care of. So let them just, and if you assume that that was a surprise, let them just be rest assured that this time around, the police, the military were well prepared to at least protect the people of this country, to protect the citizens of this country. Let them don't take us for granted. We are up to the task. And we protect them. If we have done it before, we can still do it. Imagine how we minimize civilian casualty. We only took care of the assailant, and there was no civilian casualty. We agreed some people died, some soldiers died in active service. May their souls rest in peace. They died in active service for this nation. Soldiers gave their lives, police gave their lives for this nation.
We also had civilian casualty.
Yeah, but that was minimized. That's why I said we will try to minimize that as best as possible. But in the interest of peace, we always talk to people not to at least come out. Not to come out. You cannot overthrow this government. There is no way you will do that.